Well, back home, and there's a warning Australia could be facing a meat shortage within weeks, with workers forced into isolation. Joining me now is Australia's Meat Industry Council CEO Patrick Hutchinson. Patrick, thanks for your time today. Just how bad is the situation?
The Eastern Seaboard is that our workers, certainly workers from not just visa workers who live in hostels or live in larger central communities together, but also husband and wife teams, father and son team, mother and daughter teams that work in processing. If one gets it, the isolation rules kick in. Now, even though they could be asymptomatic and or negative throughout the time, with PCR testing taking so long to get back to us, it's just, it's a schmozzle. We need rapid antigen testing to us immediately, and what we need to be treated the same as health, because the food supply chain, not just meat, is under immense strain and is about to buckle.
Well, let's begin firstly with those rapid antigen tests. You want them prioritised. The government has made it clear that the management, they would like to move to more of a private rather than government-backed when it comes to those tests. What has your industry done to secure its own rat supplies?
We've been trying since September last year to get access to this. I mean, we're Australia's biggest agribusiness. We employ well over 100,000 people directly and indirectly. Our sales are about 32 billion on their own, and the whole industry's turnover is around 80 billion, including farming and other industries. So, an industry of our magnitude still struggling to get access is just showing the current scenario that we're facing as a nation. And that is that we cannot seem to be able to get the settings right in order to ensure that we're mitigating risk effectively well. This is an issue for us which is happening in the community. It's not happening on plant. It's got nothing to do with the businesses. It's a community issue. We're happy to rat test every person that comes through the door every day in order to ensure that we have the right amount of people doing it. But if we don't, then we're going to find a meat shortage, and we're seeing it in transportation and we're seeing it in other areas, and the supermarkets are now also making those calls very quickly that they've got problems.
Yeah, no, and talking to Woolworths yesterday, they were certainly talking about the issue they're having with workers, particularly in distribution centres, having to isolate. So on that, you want the exemption which is given to healthcare workers to allow asymptomatic close contacts to leave isolation and return to work. You want that extended to processing as well?
The whole food supply chain is desperately needing that. So, we've got to be making sure that we're able to actually feed people. I mean, I know we certainly have sounded in the past in this pandemic what we could probably call dramatic, but this is the moment. An issue which we've never, ever thought that we would see coming is now there, and we've got a very big scenario coming forward to us, which is going to basically grind to a halt meat supply within weeks. This is going to have a massive impact on farmers because they're going to have livestock ready to go that they cannot sell, consumers, and then in the middle, you've got food service, you've got the processing industry, but also wholesaling, and a large amount, over 2,000 small businesses being independent butchers. That's just meat alone, let alone any other food product that we're talking about. This is a catastrophe waiting to happen unless we get this right.
Now, obviously, you've got operations grinding to a halt, supermarket shelves bare. Should consumers also be expecting that prices will rise as well?
Oh, look, we don't see that happening simply because, it's not really about price. This is just about supply. Now, we've already heard the ACCC talking about gouging with pharmacies and other suppliers of rapid antigen tests. I don't think we're going to get into this sort of scenario. And we also have product that is in inventory and is frozen. But our supply chain is very unique. It's very large, but it's also very long. So we can't just sort of turn things on and off at a moment's notice. When something's turned off, there is a gap in that supply chain. It's not going to be filled by something else. And so when that gap hits the supply chain at a supermarket or a butcher shop or wherever that may be, that's not going to be filled. So there will not be product there for, a week to 10 days potentially. So this is why we're saying we've got to get this right whilst we're able to at least try to backfill what we're doing at the moment. But we are running out of time. This is food, people. This is not widgets. This is not cars. This is not inflatable pool toys. This is food. And if we do not get this right now, we are going to have an issue moving forward.